Anne Jones and Julian Tutt.
Already a good crowd in the stands on court 13 to watch what could be a very entertaining game. Helena Sukova, who has been one of the top players over the last decade, has been coming to Wimbledon since 1982, her 11th consecutive appearance, reaching the quarterfinals in 85, 86, 87 and 88, twice losing to Chris Evert, and in 87 lost to Pam Shriver in a tremendous third set when she went down 10-8. But she went out in the first round last year, and her singles form has declined a little in the last year or two, but she's still, of course, a very fine doubles player. In fact, the doubles champion here 3 times in 87, when she played with Claudia Koda-Kilsch, and then again in 89 and 90, playing with Jana Novotná. She beat Australia's Joanne Fall in 3 sets in the first round, and then another Frenchwoman, Alexia de Chaume, 7-5, 6-2 in the second.
1 minute. 1 minute.
Her opponent is a 21-year-old born in Versailles, ranked now 23 in the world, has been up as high as 18 towards the end of last year. Played at Wimbledon regularly since 1988. In fact, she was the runner-up in 1987 here in the Junior Championships when she lost to Natalia Zvereva, and has reached the second round for the last 3 years. This is the first time she's got into the third round, with, of course, that tremendous win against Arantxa Sanchez Vicario in the second round. She's twice lost in Grand Slams this year to Gabriela Sabatini in the first round of the Australian and the third round of the French Championships. These two have met twice before, in 88 on carpet on the European indoors when Helena Sukova won in 3 sets, and then in Brisbane in 91 on hard courts when again Sukova won in 2, 6-4, 6-4. So their first meeting on grass. And Anne Jones, I think we can expect a pretty close match.
Yes, well, if their rankings are anything to go by, it will be, but Julie Halard, it'll be quite a different battle against this tall young lady than it was against Arantxa. Helena, I know, will attack the net at every opportunity, whereas Arantxa stayed on the baseline.
Ready? Play.
Easy kill for the first point.
15 love. love.
I'm sure there'll be no partiality, but Bruno Rebu comes from Nice.
Love. $40-15.
A couple of really good returns. The first one right down at Sukova's feet, and the next one stretching her down the line. Sukova 6'2" with terrific reach.
Game is Sukova. First game.
And Helena has taken off a little bit of time this year. She bought a house on the Gold Coast in Australia and spends a bit of time there having a rest, and also to do some training, some extra training which she felt she needed. But I think she's a little bit short of match practice, because she didn't play since the end of the hard court season until didn't play Paris, but she elected instead to go to Beckenham. So she's had plenty of grass court practice. She reached the final there, lost to Mary Jo Fernandez, which result was repeated at Eastbourne in the quarter-final. So Helen doesn't find the baseliners that easy, but she has the game to beat them if she plays accurately and well. Love one.
Love 15.
Sukova very keen to get to the net behind her return. She's clearly going to try and dominate the net.
Love 13.
Very accurate drop shot.
Fifteen 30. Fifteen 40.
So with her first double fault of the match, she gives Sukova 2 break points.
That was Julie Halard's first good passing shot. Plenty of pace and in the right spot.
Game is Sukova. Two games to love.
And that was a much better second serve. It was nice and deep and made the attempt to keep Helena on the baseline. The passing shot missed by a couple of inches, much to Helena's relief. She didn't have it covered, but she now has a 2-love lead.
15 love. Love. Love.
Great shot.
Game is Sukova. Three games to love.
And a pretty convincing start for Helena Sukova. Perhaps not that surprising. The much more experienced player.
But it's not easy, is it, really, for Julie Halard to come out today? She was so excited and so pleased with that tremendous victory over Arantxa Sanchez, and it gives you such a great high. And although she has had a day to get over it, it's still a great test of her nerve to come out and play again today. As Jeremy Bates has said himself, it's more difficult with each round, and her opposition today is completely different. Instead of aiming for the corners of the court, of the baseline, Julie will have to dip the ball at Helena Sukova's feet all the time as Helena comes to the net on everything short. This puts quite a bit of pressure on Julie, and she looks as though she's suffering a bit at the moment.
Very different size opponent too, and Arantxa Sanchez relatively tiny compared with Sukova.
Love.
Lovely shot.
Julie a little hesitant here. Gets the short ball, decides to go to the net. The approach shot isn't deep enough, hard enough, or in the corner, and Helena has no problem hoisting that lob.
$15-30. $30. Out. 40-30.
And we can see quite clearly that Helena has no intention of playing long drawn-out rallies from the baseline. She's either coming to the net herself or she's going to play short and draw her opponent in. Standing quite close to the line.
Advantage Misala.
Does hit quite a lot of topspin, and that's what happens sometimes if you just get the timing slightly wrong.
Julie will take the point, though. She'd love to win this game. Get herself off the mark.
Deuce.
And whereas Helena doesn't hit the ball quite as hard as some of the young players in these championships, that one is a good fair old whack.
Now she can volley.
Advantage Miss Allard.
And the service from Julie Halard opened up the court on this one. It was a lovely wide serve. And when she goes to the net on her terms, she volleys quite nicely.
Deuce.
Certainly had a chance. But Sukova is being clever at the moment. She's playing a very varied game, keeping her opponent guessing.
Out.
Yes. Ball was a little late coming, but it was just long.
Advantage Misala. Deuce.
Just finding the perimeters of the court.
Wait, please.
And the serve here bounces halfway up the court, and Helena has no trouble at all dealing with it.
Julie Halard has had 4 chances to win this game.
Deuce. Advantage Miss Sukova.
And again, this serve goes wide to Helena's forehand. She was surprised by the first 1 or 2, but she's starting to read it now. Julie will have to mix it up.
Deuce.
Looking a little bit static, having served. She certainly got caught the point before.
Advantage miss-up.
I think actually, Julian, that Julie is still a little bit nervous. She's still really playing herself in. But if she's not careful, if this is a long game, if she's not careful, she'll be out before she gets started.
Game miss. Sukova leads by 3-1.
Now Julie won that game, got it under her belt. We might see more of a battle. Helena certainly didn't want to let her into the match and tried her hardest to get that game as well, to get away to 4-love. But she wasn't allowed to do so. 3-1 then, first set.
Second service. Lot 15. all.
Halard warmed up for Wimbledon with some practice on the grass at Wentworth, practicing with the young German Anke Huber. Certainly served her well so far.
Out. 30-15.
Wentworth's better known for its golf course, but it has some very nice tennis courts as well, no?
(40-15). (40-30).
Well done.
This is an intelligent point played here by Julie Halard. That lob over Helena's backhand smash and the passing shot right on the line. It's much better, much more positive.
Advantage Miss Sukova.
Oh, that's a great return.
deuce.
Julie moving in to take that drive on the rise and finding exactly the right angle.
Yes, that's good. Now, Sukova's not sure about that.
Well, let's have another look at this backhand pass. Hit one, the last one cross court, this one away from her body. And Helena here having a little discussion. She's not happy about that line score, but I doubt if there's any way the umpire can overrule, because it's that line right under his nose, and I think it's the most difficult one to call. Has to rely on his lines people.
Yes.
Sukova leads by 3 games to 2.
A terrific game for Julie Halard, who I think probably now is into the match. She won the first set against Sanchez Vicario. She's been a little bit slow getting going this morning.
Well, Julie's arm is beginning to free up at last. She's turning her body well, as she did on that passing shot, and they're all getting much more accurate. And she's beginning to believe that she can still play this game. Her much more experienced opponent, Helena Sukova, is a little bit erratic. I noticed in Eastbourne in her match against Mary Jo Fernandez that she served quite a few double faults. Obviously apprehensive of the baseliner's return, was going for too deep a shot.
Time.
But she's plenty of experience to draw on, and she's still ahead 3-2 in this match.
You expect, Anne, a player who has played as well as her at the age of 27 really should be at the height of her powers.
Well, I think both players are a little nervous. Julie would like to repeat her success of 2 days ago, and Helena has a lot more reputation at stake here. She could well have been seeded. She's 16 on the ranking, overtook a couple of players at Eastbourne, and feels she has a lot to lose.
15 love.
First ace of the match.
Love. Love.
And we're into a match at last. Very wishful thinking that she can get to the net from that wide position.
40-15.
Julie Halard must be a woman of distinction. She likes skiing and French chocolates.
$40-30.
Do you think if she wins this match, Julian, she might buy us some?
I wouldn't say no. optimistic approach from Sukova.
Again, Helena trying to break this match up by getting to the net. Produces a lovely little volley, but it's not quite short enough, and the French girl showing her speed. So now, we have an interesting scoreline. First 3 games to Helena, second 3 games to Julie.
Love 15.
Second double fault from Sukova.
Out. 15-all.
Stop the rot.
Great.
15-30.
Helena have to be a little more positive in her approach to the net. Otherwise, she's going to see a few more of those passing shots whiz past her nose.
$30. First service.
This is a much better rally from Helena.
40-30.
She's made to dive for that volley, but produces a fine one off it. And another beautifully controlled, stretched volley.
Game is Sukova. Ball change. Sukova leads by 4 games to 3 first set.
Well, Helena's had a long career and a few problems in it as well. She's had back problems, and a couple of years ago she had Achilles tendon problems, but she's recovered from all those now and is very fit. My abiding memory of Helena was in 1986 when she played Chris Evert on the centre court, and she was pounding down first serves wide to Chris's forehand, particularly into the right court. She only lost that match 6-4 in the third. Really was a superb encounter. But Helena in singles hasn't managed to raise her game to those heights since. She's still a very, very good doubles player, and possibly her injuries have hindered her movement just sufficient to make the singles court a little wide for her.
I suppose with the shortage of grass court tournaments nowadays, it's an unsurprising statistic, but she's actually one of only 9 players still playing who've won a tournament on grass. She's won twice.
Yeah, she won Brisbane, didn't she, back in 1984, and then that fine victory at Eastbourne.
In 87.
Where she beat Chris and Martina back-to-back.
One of the few times that Martina didn't win that tournament in the last decade.
3-4.
Oh! 15-love.
Really a very pleasant day for playing tennis. Warm, almost sticky, very little wind. Perfect conditions, really. And the court's looking in immaculate condition too. They're firm. They're getting inevitably rather browner after a week of sun. I think they've played extremely well.
And here Helena attacks this serve. She's moving forward, always has the idea in her mind that she's going to the net.
Yeah, good one.
First service.
Oh no, it's a net. She hadn't heard the call.
Oh! 40-15.
Yeah, it's a lovely shot.
40-30.
There again, the serve down the centre to reduce the angles, but nowhere near deep enough, and Helena catches her baseline opponent beautifully with a drop shot.
Ladies and gentlemen, could I have your attention for a moment, please? May I have your attention for a moment? Would Mrs.
Game is
Dorothy
up.
Mather,
4 games
Mrs.
up.
Dorothy Mather, please come to the front of the clubhouse as soon as possible, please? Thank you.
4 games all. I don't know whether that public address announcement distracted them at all.
love.
Well, it's been called good, but it really did look quite long.
Here I thought the serve was long as well. It was nearly a double fault, and that one very, very close to the line. No way we can tell from here, but the score is 15-all.
Why you overruled mine there? Why didn't you overrule this one?
She's asking the umpire why, if he overruled a call on the other baseline, why he didn't overrule this one.
$30-15.
The umpire, of course, can only overrule when he sees it clearly, and he must do so straight away.
Second serve.
Helena's second serve is looking a little insecure.
Oh! 40-15. Game is Sukova. Sukova leads by 5 games to 4.
This match mottled with good shots and poor ones. Both of the players trying very hard to give their opponents some free points. Not many long rallies, and therefore played really rather on Helena Sukova's terms. I'm sure Julie Halard would dearly love some baseline rallies to get her ground strokes working really well. But Helena is equally as determined that that won't happen, that she'll break up the match as best she can with her volleying power and her drop shots when possible. But it does lead to rather a piecemeal match.
Time.
Thoughtful Julie Halard, plotting how she's to defend her service game here. And the returns in, we can see from this, very significant. Helena far in advance of Julie.
Love 15.
So second double fault, and in the game where she's serving to stay in the first set, that's always the rather unsettling way to start it. I don't think it's going to worry her too much, though. She's a real fighter.
All.
And for real depth and width. Not a very good shot.
Well, she was rushed rather, wasn't she, Julian? She's going to have to serve a little deeper, if not harder, to keep her opponent away from the net.
That's more like it.
30 all.
And here we see some signs of Julie getting her forehand going. One cross court and one away from her body. Rather like Steffi Graf's forehand, but not quite so hard, but as effective. 30 all.
Second in the game, and the first set point for Sukova.
For service. Game in first set, Miss Sukova, 6-4.
And a rather nervy game from Julie Halard, having started the set a little bit nervously. She seemed to have got right back into it. And then two double faults in that service game, and a couple of really rather poor ground strokes as well. She's got to start again now.
Love. 30 love. 40 love.
A real domination from Sukova, having seen a bit of a weakness in the last game from Halard. She's been positive in the extreme in this one.
Ooh. 40-15.
Well, when in doubt, hit it straight at your opponent. She tries to pass her, not succeeding. Woof. Mr. McEnroe was defending himself from a few of those yesterday.
Oh, very delicate.
And from being very confident,
40-30.
Helena really makes a very curious choice of shot there. I thought she could have done a lot more with that ball. Instead, she got past.
Deuce.
So from 40 love to deuce. Just as Helena was starting to relax a little bit too.
Advantage Misela. Game Misela.
Well, that's an extraordinary game.
First game, second set. First set, Miss Sukova.
With 5 points on the trot after Sukova had looked to be just wrapping up the first game of the second set very nicely, and she loses it, I don't know, in extraordinary fashion, Anne.
Well, I thought that she'd relax. She had that first set under her belt, and the first 3 points were academic, weren't they? She sailed through them, and then she played herself into trouble.
Both players actually seem to be a little bit like that. I mean, we know that Sukova tends to be a little bit erratic, but Julia Halard as well seems to be capable of playing extremely well, but also just having the odd lapse.
Yes, they really are playing the odd poor point as well as the odd good one. Both of them erratic. But in a match like that, you would expect the steadiness of Julia Halard to be able to pull her through, as it did in that game, but I think she was helped by her opponent. But it's some help that she'd like to have. And here on court 13, very full stand, enjoying the tennis and the lovely sunshine. Very, very warm and humid for the players and the spectators. But fine for playing tennis, no wind, very little to distract them.
Love.
And Helena seems to be doing her best to give her opponent confidence. That bounced on the service line, that drop shot, and very high as well. Thank you very much, said Julie.
Oh. 30 love. Love. Game Salah. Two games to love.
So the rather unstructured nature of the match continues. Sukova winning the first 3 games of the first set, then losing the next 3. Eventually breaking Halard's serve to take it 6-4. Halard winning the first 2 games of the second set.
Love.
This is an incredible return, seemingly coming out of the blue. Julia Halard moved behind the ball so beautifully, prepared well.
It's good.
15-30.
What I can do with my backhand, I can do equally well with my forehand. Crisis time for Helena, 15-30, second serve, 2 games down.
Sure.
30.
Comes from a great tennis-playing family, Helena Sukova. Her mother, a finalist back here in 1962. Brother plays as well. And her father, Cyril, was once president of the Czech Tennis Federation.
$30-40. Now leads by 3-2, second set. First set, Miss Sukova.
What a funny old game, man.
Indeed. Everything was going so well for Helena. She was a set-up and 40-love in the opening game, but then Julie has found the range and depth of her ground strokes. She's been helped by the errors of her opponent, which I thought were rather surprising considering she was ahead. But Julie's plodded on and has found a few answers to the problems being posed. She's returning Helena's serve better because she's moving behind the ball much better, much faster, and preparing earlier for the extra speed that Helena generates on the first delivery in particular. It's still rather patternless, this match, though. And I think in Helena's desire to break up the rhythm
Time.
by doing something different with every shot, she's rather broken her own rhythm as well. She doesn't really seem secure on anything.
Out.
15-love. $15-all. 15-30.
Too many double faults, 4 from Julie and 3 from Helena.
Halard's had 1 or 2 net chords like that, and Sukova's been just a little bit slow to get to them because that one popped up quite a long way. And Sukova, a very high percentage of service returns in, 89%, terrific returning. Oh, good shot.
But it's what you do with the returns, Julian, isn't it? She's returning the ball quite well, but she needs to do a little bit more with it to disrupt the ground strokes of her opponent.
You
see here, she returns this and gets to the net, so the actual return is in, but there's nothing on it. There's not enough spin, there's not enough depth, it's not far enough away from her opponent. All it does is invite Julie to pass her, which she duly does, with great authority.
Love 15.
So 4 games in a row for Julie Halard, having had her own service broken to lose the first set, racing towards the second. Nice touch.
15-all.
Return high, and Helen at that time picking the right volley.
30-15. First serve. Game is Sukova.
And one wonders why.
Miss Halard leads by 4 games to 1 second set. First set, Miss Sukova.
Helena can't produce that kind of serving power and volleying power every time. It looks so easy when she does it well, I suppose, as does everything else in life.
Yes, it's perhaps surprising that just seeing this, she's actually lost more points than Halard from both the baseline and the net. The net point being particularly surprising, but that, of course, is because Julia Halard doesn't come up nearly so much, and she's reasonably successful when she does. And she's been passing Sukova pretty well. But a high percentage of points won from the baseline by Halard and a rather low percentage by Sukova.
As you rightly say, Julian, it depends how much time you spend at the net or how much time you spend at the baseline. Julie spends the majority of her time running around the baseline, producing just those passing shots, whereas Helena is trying so hard to get to the net. And it's a very warm day for both players. And Julie taking a well-earned rest at the moment. So much happening here at Wimbledon in the first week. All the courts being used from 12 o'clock each day.
It's a great sight, that, isn't it?
The best one of the tournament. It always seems a shame to me when everything's confined to the centre court.
Well, Sukova's got some work to do now. Halard 4-1 up.
Love 15. The 15-all. Thirty 15.
Oh, another double fault, and it's her second serve that's really given Julia Halard problems. On the first serve, she's won a very high percentage of points, but on second serve, down at 26%.
$30-40.
Oh, the pendulum swings again.
Deuce.
Oh, Sukova definitely had a chance. It was another rather weak second service. She was looking just to chip it and come in quickly behind it.
Advantage Misala.
Helen are making rather a lot of mistakes at the moment. Can ill afford them.
Game Misala. New balls. Misala leads by 5 games to 1.
And Halard has played well to get there, but as Anne says, Sukova is almost handing it to on her plate. Helena Sukova definitely had a chance of breaking back then. Declined to take it. She's got some thinking to do.
I think if I were Helena, I would use the last game, or possibly the last game of this set, to play my ground strokes in a little bit and gain a bit of security on the ground. Julia Halard is going to produce strokes like that. It doesn't give Helena any chance at all. It was a beautiful return.
Love 13.
And again, Helena seemingly surprised by the pace of that forehand drive.
$15-30.
played.
Here
15-40. again, I thought that shot might have gone out, but Helena took it anyway. But didn't do enough with the volley.
Set points.
Game in second set, Miss Halard 6-1. One settle.
Just over the hour and 3 minutes they've been on court, and a very convincing second set for Julia Halard, confirming the form that she showed when knocking out Sanchez Vicario in the second round. And she'll be well pleased with the last 20 minutes work, Anne.
Yes, well, she's found some solidity, albeit a little fragile, whereas her opponent has temporarily fallen apart more or less altogether. But Julie is a solid temperament, and she'll be prepared to keep going as long as is necessary.
I wonder what she was thinking about there. In fact, I wonder what they're both thinking about. You've been in this position. What tends to go through your mind when you're sitting there at the changeover?
They both have, obviously, an opportunity to win this match. It's very, very evenly balanced. That is before they went on court, and I think they're both a little nervous of taking the opportunities as they arise.
Are you thinking about tactics there, or just trying to keep concentrated?
A bit of both.
Start of the third set then.
Love 15. $15. First service.
Well-known technique with actors, that blowing out the cheeks to really relax yourself, dropping the shoulders. Oh, well read.
Julie hearing up after that short shot, but she didn't hesitate long enough to see where Helena was. Put it right on her racket. Good anticipation by Helena, though.
Both of them making the mistakes, but I just get the impression that Julia Halard is just making fewer of them and is more positive in her winning shots.
Again,
40-30.
Baseline rally, which Helena is not happy with. She tries to approach, but doesn't get past the T-junction and pays the price.
Salah. First game, final set.
And here is a very positive passing shot indeed. Admittedly, the approach was short, but I think that Julie Halard senses victory. She senses the weakness of her opponent and is climbing onto it.
Now, one result in from already, and that's Gigi Fernandez has beaten Claudia Porvik of Germany, 6-2, 6-love. Fernandez, doubles finalist here last year, almost certain to play Monica Seles in the 4th round. Out on court 2, Richard Krajicek. They reckon he's got the biggest serve here of any of the players. Seeded 11 is playing Arnaud Butch of France and has won the first set. The second one seems to be going with service. Let me just tell you about the order of play on centre court here today. Michael Stick starts things off against Magnus Larsson of Sweden, a player who's beaten him this year. Mary Jo Fernandez, seeded 7 against Amy Frazier, follows that, and then Stefan Edberg plays a man who went through the qualifying competition, didn't actually qualify, but came through as a lucky loser, Grant Stafford. And there's court number 1, Martina Navratilova starts things off, then it's Stolly against Lendl, and then Monica Seles. Right back to Julie Halard, Elena Sukova were in the deciding set, Anne Jones and Julian Tutt.
Sukova serving in the second game.
Love.
Halard having won 7 of the last 8 games in a row. This is good.
And as happens when you lose your nerves, your feet get quicker for some strange reason. She's very quick on that ball, Julie, and uses the racket head control to push it out wide.
15 love.
Lost her nerves rather than her nerve. She's actually a highly combative player, isn't she?
Helena only won her serve once in the last set, and she's in trouble again at 15:30.
Now that was well picked up.
30.
Serve hard and wide. Again, the return right at her feet. But this time, she picks it up well and controls the ball. Again,
30-40.
Julie sets this point up with the return of serve. It dips at Helena's feet. She can only half volley it to mid-court, and then she's classically passed. That gives Julie a break point.
Deuce.
Well, she missed it that time, but she's hit a lot of clean backhand winners.
That one was served straight at the body, though, Julie, and it didn't give her quite so much time or the angle she needs.
Advantage Miss Sukova.
Helena volleying better that rally, moving into it. Perhaps her confidence is returning.
Again, Miss Sukova. 1 game off.
Little mini crisis at the start of the third set for Sukova, but saving a break point. She'd be grateful to have won another game. She's just got to up her level of performance a bit, and it could become a very tense third set. Yeah, she's got it.
15 love.
The serve not hard but accurate, but this passing shot leaves Helena stranded. She was actually moving for the cross court. Strange time to play a slice.
Well reached. Good effort.
And Helena takes such a long time to finish off these volleys. I think if she punched the volleys a little bit harder, her opponent wouldn't be able to get to them. She's nearly allowed Julie another bite at the cherry. Well, this match's swings and roundabouts continuing. Now it's crisis point for Julie. 2 break points against her.
Terrific play.
And this is why Helena doesn't want extended rallies from the baseline.
30,
She's being
40.
swept from one corner to the other. It's far too hot to be chasing those kind of balls.
She was returning right to the centre of the court, trying not to give Halard any angles, but nonetheless she was finding both wings with great accuracy. Great approach from Sukova.
Sukova leads by 2 games to 1.
Having had a crack at playing from the baseline, she knew that wasn't her game. Much more positive approach and volley. So an early break in the final set for Sukova, and now it's Halard who has to do a bit of thinking.
She's not too pleased either. So her second serve has let her down, if anything, in this match. It's short and bounces high, directed at the Sukova backhand, which is an ideal shot for Helena to approach the net on. She chips beautifully, either down the line or cross court, and then produces an athletic volley to finish the point off. Julie's first serve has been very good, but the second one does cause her some problems. That's probably why she's served as many double faults, because she knows if she serves short, she asks for trouble. Julie twice played the junior event here. Got to the final one year where she lost to Natasha Zvereva. She doesn't reckon grass is her surface, but she certainly can play on it.
15 love.
That was a bit wild.
Curiously, only her second ace in the whole match.
There was much more authority about that serve, wasn't there?
$30-15. $40-15.
That's Julie's favourite shot, and that time it let her down.
Game is Sukova. Sukova leads by 3-1.
She found a few more first serves there, which gave Halard a little bit of a problem. That was only the one service break there.
Julie rediscovers her forehand on the next point. There's an accurate deep slice opening up the court.
And service has been reasonably irrelevant in this game. It certainly has not been going anything like with serve.
Correction, Barroso.
Overruled by the umpire. Umpire saying it was good and calling for the first serve again. Umpire Bruno Rebou, Frenchman. The crowd around the chair were able to hear.
I don't think you can approach on shots as short as that and get away with it.
Oh. Oh.
30-15.
Sukova's really chancing her arm by coming in behind those drop shots. The drop shot wasn't good enough in the first place.
Game is over. Sukova leads by 3-2 final set.
Halard has just stopped the rot a little bit, and certainly serve has not been that important in this match, in that both have been broken a number of times, and Halard has every capability of getting back at Sukova if the older woman gives her the slightest chance.
Yes, well, Helena is actually giving her quite a few chances. She knows she has to get to the net, and indeed that's what she wants to do, and it is her natural inclination so to do. But you can't just drift up to the net on a chipped return that bounces halfway up the court. You have to be a superhuman volleyer to get away with that. Both players looking extremely warm, as indeed are all the spectators here on court 13. Been sitting there for an hour and a half now, baking slowly in the sun. And that's a beautiful view with the Wimbledon water tower behind the stand on the court and the tented village behind that. Lovely, the first week of Wimbledon, all the courts in use. Plenty going on, plenty for the crowd who come in through the gates to watch.
No! 15 love.
The tension of this match mounting now. Helena just has a nose ahead, 3-2. But this match has been swinging so easily. Such a well-constructed point by Julie. Look how she takes the pace off that ball to get the angle, and the short trajectory opens up the court and makes quite sure of that forehand.
I think Hallard's going to be having a real go at this service now.
$15-30.
I could be proved completely wrong, but I just get the feeling that Hallard's a little bit hungrier.
First service. Oh! 13.
That was a let-off.
She's hit quite a few of those that have worked, but that one rather mishit. That one worked, all right.
$30-40.
And this is the opposite of Steffi Graf's running away forehand. It's a backhand, she moves away, swings the body, gets into a beautiful position to produce that pass. An unexpected shot. It would seem as though the French supporters haven't left this court since Henri Leconte was here late last night.
$15 love.
Yes, Leconte did his best not to finish the game last night, eventually winning tiebreaker in the third set. Halard has some of the Gallic flair that Leconte does. She can certainly hit some beautifully disguised ground strokes. that's a great shot.
30-15.
I think this is the best controlled stop volley that Helen has played. That one gives her opponent no chance.
Oh, Halard convinced it was on the line.
30-all.
She didn't need to go that close.
It was a vital point though, Julian. So much difference, 3-all, so close, and now 30-all, where it could have been so easily 40-15. Will Helena take advantage of it?
Dead pass.
Second service.
It's the second service that's been a problem for her. Sukova moving in on it. Very well done too.
And the tenseness of the
30-40.
situation seemingly bringing the best out of Helena. She needed to be really alert to get that one. But it earns her a break point for 4-3.
Oh, that's a terrific shot down the line. Real power.
Deuce.
Julie raking the court again with these ground strokes. It's quite clear to see why Helena doesn't want to get involved in too many of those.
Yeah, she's got that one.
Tries
Advantage
bravely
Misala.
here to go for exactly the same shot. The chip again too short. And Julie makes no mistake with that one.
Again, Misala. Halard leads for game 3 final set.
From 1-3 down, and Halard has the momentum. She came awfully close to losing it there, but she held her nerve, and she's doing well.
It's a similar pattern to the opening of the first set, isn't it? 3 games to Sukova, and then 3 games to Halard. And exactly the same thing happened in this final set. And Julie nicely has her nose in front. It's a crucial point at 30-40 for her, but she escaped with accuracy. Her rise into the top 20 came last year when she won the event in Puerto Rico in the autumn, and in fact qualified for the Virginia Slims Championships. You have to be in the top 16 of the points to do so. So at 21, she's a rising French star. And although she hasn't played particularly well this afternoon, she seems to have a very good instinct for survival.
Just give some idea of the power of Hallard's forehand. 21 winners as against Sukova's 7. She'll be looking to put that to good use now. And with a bit of help from her friend, she does.
Lot 15.
Yeah, she read that quite comfortably. Dominating the net.
15-all.
It's wide. And the pressure is mounting on Sukova.
15-30.
Fierce dipping returns. Really accurate passing shots. she's got a lot to contend with. That's well done, though.
30 all. .40.
What a disastrous moment for her to serve her 5th double fault. Sensibly taking her time. This for a 5-3 lead for Halard. And she gets it.
Yamala, ball change, new ball. Miss Halard leads by 5 games to 3.
And this is the point that gives Julie the big breakthrough. Again, the dipping return of serve opens up the court. Helena covering down the line, as you can see from her position on the court, and Julie picking the right spot yet again. Helena would dearly, I know, love to emulate her mother and reach the final here. Vera did in 1962. But it looks as though time might be running out for her. That shot down the line just missed by an inch.
Halard with the advantage of new balls.
All.
You can really see the tension tugging at them now.
Yes, but Julie, I think, has victory in her sights. I think she feels that she can win it now. A really tense moment for her.
Well done. Now the important thing for Sukova is to make sure that Halard wins it. Sukova cannot afford to give it away. She's got to make her opponent play for everything. Serving out for the match. The nerves are going to be getting at her.
And I think that's the
15-40
baseline rally that Julie has lost.
Interesting, wasn't it? Sukova electing to stay back. She's still trying to change her tactics all the time to keep the young Frenchwoman thinking. And serving with new balls at 5-3, she must have thought she was about to take to the match. But at 15-40, she's still got a lot to do. Too soft a return, too easy.
Just like so many in this match.
30-40.
Too short. Her opponent is standing there waiting for that and can so easily pick her spot. But even so, it took courage so to do. 1 break point saved.
Second service that time.
She gets a lot of spin on that second serve, and you can see it's only inches away from the service line. Helena trying to take advantage of it, but not successfully.
Advantage Miss Halard.
And with it, match point. And what a great win it'll be for the young Frenchwoman if she can convert this. Staring defeat in the face. It's wide, and that's it.
Halard. 6, 6-1, 6-2.
In an hour and 39 minutes, and what a terrific win for the young Julia Halard. She's going to be so excited about this. First of all, she knocks out Sanchez Vicario, and now she's beaten Helena Sukova, one of the very best grass court players over the last 8 or 10 years.
What a seesaw match it was, Julian, too. Both of them had so many chances, but in the end it was Julie's nerve and courage that carried her through. Helena will be disappointed that her chip and charge game didn't work, but it hardly deserved to, really. Most of those approaches were too short for someone with such raking passing shots as are possessed by Julia Halard.
So 2 big scalps for the French girl in this championship. She's now into round 4. She's having a good time.